Welcome to the channel, you guys. Please like, share, and subscribe if you like any of this content that we're about to drop on you guys today. Topic for today is toxic relationships. I'm gonna start off by giving you guys a couple signs of toxic relationships. Basically, lack of support, a person that is emotionally unavailable, in my opinion. A person that doesn't respect your opinions, a person that tries to control the entire relationship. All of this is in my opinion. Walking around on eggshells and also not being able to socialize with each other, calm, cool, and collected. All right. So basically, I'm going to bring up someone and we're going to continue to talk about some of these signs and things that people don't, really see as being toxic. All right, Ken, welcome to the channel. Welcome to the channel. How you doing today? I forgot I gotta put my headphones on, right? I forgot. I don't wanna. Oh. If you would like to, you can go ahead and do your thing. Do your thing. Do your thing. Do your thing. Stop. All right, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay. Oh, actually, I didn't need my headphones. Thought I did. Okay. So, you want to give us a rundown on, what you think is a toxic relationship?
Mm. Let's see. Well, when it comes to some toxicness, that's a lot. That's a wide range of some things. I think
Yeah.
it's everybody's perception of what they perceive as toxic to them.
Okay. Okay. Because
Because
some people like that.
some people like it. Some toxicness can come off as a turn on, actually. To some
We
people, it might be toxic. To some people, that toxic, which they claim is toxic, is actually a turn on.
get you. Yeah. Yeah. That is true.
That
That is
now that negative toxic is just a difference of there's sometimes toxic is just that word. The word toxic, people take it in and put their own meanings. To me, I believe there's two different types. You have your good toxic, your bad toxic.
right.
Good toxic is something you just addicted to, you crave it, you want it, you're attracted to it, and it fuels you. Bad toxic meaning it's bringing so much turmoil, but you still are attracted to it in a negative way to where you can't get out of it.
Okay. Okay. I would say, I say a bad toxic. Toxic toxic can be looked at in two different ways. Okay. You do have those individuals that they love it. You got some of them that get turned on about it. That's why I say, yeah, I can't agree. But when your turn on turns into a turn off, that should be your breaking point to let you know that, hey, this is going a little bit too far. So I ain't trying to be in this no more. Because I feel like once a man or a woman start to degrade you as a person, that's too far.
Right. And then
That's
that's where it switches to you took it as a turn on in the beginning that attracted you to me, but now you're using it to degrade me and then therefore it's a negative. But how deep did how bad are my feelings for you to where am I recognizing when this toxicness has just transitioned? It's like it can start off the same thing that attracted you to me could be the same thing that now I'm no longer attracted to.
right, right.
Either
Because
it was too far or it was put in context of a different meaning and wasn't expressed the way it was no longer expressed the way that I viewed it to be expressed as a attraction.
right. I can get that. I can feel that. I can feel that.
Because it's like I have an attraction for a woman with a smart ass mouth, but at the same time, how ruthless is her mouth going to become to where it's no longer an attraction, but now I'm on defense with her about it
Right.
because she doesn't know how to control that smart mouth.
Okay. 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 I can feel it. I can feel that. Because I mean, I have a smart mouth, so that's why I say I can feel it. My personality can go far left, so I can understand that, especially when you start to play with me. So yeah, the conversation. I'll start to try to hurt you versus just letting it ride. Let me see how I can cut you deep.
Right, that same smart mouth that attracted you to me, now you done hurt me. That same
Right,
mouth is
hurt
gonna come, but it's gonna
me.
come with some
Yeah,
daggers that's gonna hurt you. But at that time, it's like, okay, now it's like, is it toxic or is it still an attraction? And now that person attracted you and hurt you in that same sense.
right, right. I get
Did they
that.
care that they hurt you with their mouth, or did they not just give up?
At that time, they just didn't care. They just didn't care. Yeah. So I mean, all of it is different. I mean, it just depends on what you prefer. But I just think that, some of these signs, when you see them, I think you need to come up with an exit plan. And that's just basically, yelling at an individual, not taking in consideration their opinions. I feel like that you should just, part ways, because if you can't respect me to have a mind of my own, then how can you respect me to be who I am?
Right.
So, I mean, that's my opinion on it.
It's like you can't tell me to be yourself 100%, but then once I'm being myself, then criticize and critique what myself is. And
Right,
like, if you didn't appreciate the way I spoke to you in the beginning, then you should have stopped it then. But to say that I don't appreciate it and then left it alone, it's going to continuously happen. A person's actions and a person's word and how they speak, that's how they are.
right. But you know what? And then you have those individuals that's gonna actually, they will come off like, they're caring, they're loving, charming, and it's like after a man get, I guess I'm gonna say what he wants from you, and think that he has you on lock and you not going nowhere. That's when you see an individual personality actually just change. You will see a person change in so many ways just by accepting them talking to you a certain way in the beginning. That's why they say you have to establish boundaries in your relationships. Because if you go in a relationship being disrespected, you're gonna feel like that you're supposed to be disrespected. That's my opinion. That's
That's
my
true.
opinion.
And I understand that side of it, but sometimes when you just throw and say you're not going to talk to me that way, and then if you're telling someone that and they think back in their mind, what you mean in what way? Because some people these days, okay, it's new. So a lot of communication come through text. A lot of females like to throw out there, you're not gonna speak to me that way, and it's like it's a text message. So what do you mean speak to you that way? Because therefore, if I'm just telling you what I'm telling you in a text message, then that means how you reading it is how you feel like it's coming at you for you to say that,
Is
and
that
versus reading what you're reading for what it is, information.
well, you have some people. I'm saying you got some people that's not used to someone actually giving them constructive criticism. So when they hear it, they automatically receive it the wrong way. So sometimes what I learned in my lifetime of dealing with people, you gotta rub a person to see what they skin can actually take. You gotta, because some people are more fragile than others. You
True.
got some people that can take that criticism and turn it around and use it, for something beneficial. But then you have some people that can take that, that same situation, and they will turn it around and make it seem like that you just, cut them so deep to where there's no coming back. That's toxic because you're not willing to take accountability for what's going on here. I'm
Right.
just telling you this, and you're taking this, but you're not trying to meet me in the middle.
Right.
Those
You're
are
not
what.
understanding that the reason for the way it was conveyed or communicated to you was actually is the action, the reaction to your action.
Right.
Especially if
I,
you come from someone who is a calm-minded person. So for them to come out of character or get to a level to where you feel disrespected from them, to tell them you're not going to talk to me that way, but they've never talked to you that way, you didn't should, in my opinion, take a step back and realize what did I do to even get them to that point to react that way towards me.
right.
Instead, it's just they want to take it as, okay, you disrespected me, you're not going to talk to me that way, and then leave it at that. Not the behind the factor of what did I do, what action did I do for her to respond to me in that way when it's out of her character to do that in the first place.
Right.
Now, if you
But
know you're dealing with a smart mouth and someone who cuts like that, and that's just a mouth, no filter, then you know what you're dealing with. And if you know what you're dealing with, then it becomes, can you accept that person's mouth for what it is? Not everybody can accept that.
right, right.
Oddly enough, for a woman who has a very smart mouth with no filter, her mate, in my sense, would be someone who's so laid back and chill. Because
Yeah.
they're basically just
Yeah.
gonna let her mouth speak, and she the laid back chill one and will warn that person, don't do it or she gonna cut you deep. And that's my type of personality. That's why I get along with and get attracted to females of that, what most people would say a toxic woman, because her mouth, that right there just say she's not gonna back down. And
Right.
she ain't gonna hold her tongue, she ain't gonna back down. And if you ask her something, she gonna shoot it straight.
And I'll shoot it to you straight. But then again,
So
you
you
gotta realize
keep
that
bullshit, and therefore you get the reaction behind it. Either she can handle you with some niceness, or she can handle you. And to some people, that's toxic. But to me personally, that ain't toxic.
but again, a woman with a smart mouth, and I'm speaking for myself, I don't want a man that I can actually handle. You feel what I'm saying? I want a man that can actually give me. I'm not gonna say the run for my money, but I want him to be able to say, "All right, now that's enough. You didn't took it just a little bit too far now." But it
Right.
ain't. But it ain't what you say.
They tell you, I give you that look, and you
Yeah,
realize my
and I'm
mouth.
like, oh, yeah, like, oh, okay. Now, some people may look at that as toxic, but some women, they get turned on by that. That's just my opinion. But
Cause
back,
okay, you know when I'm playing, and you know when I done got out of hand. So if this is reacting to me getting out of hand and causing issues, you knew how to respond to me to get me to calm it down
there,
without disrespecting me and who I am and what I am.
and that was basically because see through this through this topic, what I want people to understand is if you go in a relationship and you accept the just the smallest disrespect, that disrespect is gonna go to another level. And then that man is gonna see, oh, okay, well, I can do this. So therefore I'm gonna do this. Oh, okay. So I can get away with that. So now I'm gonna do this. And it just get bigger until the verbal abuse end up becoming physical abuse, and then the physical abuse, now you like, okay, now I gotta get out this situation. Now it's life and death. All because you started off with a relationship.
That's the max. That's the maximum to it. Or it becomes a game for that person until it's no longer fun anymore. So the
Exactly. And
maximum of that, it would be physical abuse. The other part, downside, would be the psychological part of
there
feeling
you go.
consistently used or just using people.
And then
Because
and that And then
Especially when you know you said something just to see if they actually allowed you to get away with it.
right. And that right there is gonna eventually lead, because see, this is the thing. Men don't understand most of the things that women take in. When we take in so much of the same BS, it builds up. And once it builds up, now you got a woman that got a whole bunch of walls. She got so many walls up there. She like, wait a minute, wait a minute. But in order for her to relax those walls, she has to see something that she haven't never seen before. And it ain't too many men out here that's actually doing the opposite of the next man. Because I'm gonna say at least 3 out of 5 men, they out here just doing women wrong. My opinion. There's nothing factual about that. That's my opinion.
And then
You get
some of those men, out of those factual opinions, there's a smaller percentage that are only doing women wrong because they felt wronged by a woman.
exactly.
Because there are
Exactly.
some honest men out there who work hard, do hard, and are upfront, but that woman used him for whatever means she wanted to be using him for and have damaged him. So
Exactly.
therefore, it becomes a tit for tat at the end of the day.
And that tit for tat really ain't gonna get them nowhere. They just gonna go back and forth and just keep bumping heads. But
Unless you realize you want a tit for tat and realize that's when that self love and taking a year or two off to not date to realize, okay, what do you prefer? What do you accept and what you will and want to,
I only
do
say,
with.
but that tit for tat gonna eventually end up leading to some a little more serious. That's the reason why most women now are in a situation where they'd rather be single, so they can actually, communicate with whoever. And that's because it's so much goes on in relationships to where when men are cheating, they, accuse their women of cheating. When men are doing something wrong, I mean, then or either they trying to make up and trying to bring you flowers or trying to, men are just they're creatures of something I can't understand. But then when you find a hardcore woman that's not willing to deal with a whole lot, then she want to be a man. I don't want to deal with her. She want to be the man. It ain't the fact that she want to be the man. It's the fact that it's some things that she's just not willing to deal with anymore. So I have someone else that's supposed to be coming up talking about their opinion on toxic relationship. I don't know if they're gonna pop in or pop out. He popped in earlier. So basically, we're gonna get his opinion on toxic relationships as well, and we're gonna keep elaborating on this conversation just so we can get people to understand that it's certain different types of toxic relationships. It's some that people like, it's some that people want to be in, it's some people don't want to have nothing to do with. But it's your preference, is what you decide to do. But when you get yourself in that situation, just know the outcome of what can happen down the line. So I sent the link earlier. Yes, I do it again. 1, 2, 3, 4. Don't pay me no mind, y'all. I'm in my zone, but I'm all right though. I'm just oops, there we go. All right, now I gotta go back in here. But again, y'all, when you get in these relationships, just remember what you have going on. Just remember that things are not gonna be what they seem all the time. Just because you see something doesn't mean that that's what that's gonna be down the line. Because he gonna charm you, and then sometimes men can mask who they is and get you in a toxic relationship, and you don't even know you in one until it's too late. So
Vice versa, women can do it too.
yeah, I mean, women can do it too, but I mean, it's the
The
mindset of
perception of my persona that the world sees, where I'm stigmatized as being toxic. Period.
and why do you classify yourself as being toxic?
I don't classify myself as being toxic. I'm just saying people give that persona on me.
Right. So I'm saying why? Why?
due to the fact, for one, I carry both. For one, I'm considered toxic because I have both personas.
Okay.
I can put
Elaborate.
both for one, and I think like both. So to some people, that's a little bit of toxic because I won't choose which side to basically stick with, and I allow both to speak their mind within. And that's considered toxic because I can get as petty as a feminine female, but I can get as hard as the manliest male.
Okay. Okay.
And that can be perceived as toxic to some people because it's confusing to them because they don't know who they're dealing with. But like I tell people, it's what they perceive to me. I give off what you give.
Right.
It comes naturally. It's not forced.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
But they say that I'm toxic in a way of my words, my mouth.
No, that's me too. So
Because I start off quiet, but once you get to know me, then okay, once you get to know me and I do speak, then you're a little thrown off. But I'm like, okay.
well, I mean, it just depends on
You'll question somebody, be like, what did I say? Like if you saying that you don't, what specific, like literally get, like, what did I say? You want to say
what did I
that
say
I'm
that makes you
too disrespectful, that's toxic to you. What did I say in that sentence? Just because it was direct, I mean, there was no cussing. It was
right? But
direct to the
some,
point.
some people can't handle direct. See, that's the thing. That's why it unfolds like it does. It's because you can't be direct with some people, and that's the reason why I was saying rub them. You gotta rub some people. You gotta see what that person's skin can actually handle. You can't just you can't come to me and just talk to me any kind of way. I mean, it's you got to come to me correct. If you come to me on some any type of way, type of stuff, I'm like looking at you sideways, and most likely we ain't gonna even talk no more because I can't do this. Can't do this. I can't do this. I can't. And it's like that's like putting me in a situation I don't want to be in. And as a woman, I just prefer, hey, be upfront with me. Let me know what I'm dealing with. And if this is what I'm dealing with, I know if I want to deal with it or not. But don't put me in no situation and just say, oh, this is what you get. No.
Right. And I'm like, if I'm upfront and direct on my intentions and what I say and what I do, and you choose not to take that as the truth and for what it is, then how is it beginning, my fault that you're responding, in a way? Because
You
it's not like I'm the type that if I'm single, I'm moving my own way. But if there's potentially for someone that I'm dating or talking to, I'm going to convey certain things to you because it will include you in the future if these decisions are my future plans and decisions. But I will convey. But don't agree to something that you know you're not ready for, but then get upset behind the actions when I direct to you and I tell you directly how I feel and the fact that I directly feel used, abused, and, you know, taken advantage of, then you feel something like, no, I'm directly telling you, and if you feel hurt by these words and terms that I'm using, that's not, hey, I think it's better than me telling you, bitch, you fucked me over. I'm gonna fuck you up. Let me catch you. It's on spot. Like, I feel like I've grown to be able to convey my words in a direct manner for you to not have to guess what I'm trying to say to you.
right? I get it.
So now I'm considered toxic because my mouth is ruthless just as well. I'm like, yeah, I'm a quiet soul by nature. Just don't poke me. Don't misuse. Don't think you're going to get over and think that there's not going to be repercussions behind it.
Hmm. Yeah, get it. Got it. Understood
Because
that.
my peace utmost, and I realized to find out my negative toxicness when it starts to affect me negatively on a
Understood.
consistent basis. People they go through the issues, they have their things. So of course, some people can't handle stress levels, certain people can. If you ain't lived in the struggle, you don't know the struggle, and then you hit the struggle at a certain part in life, You might not know how to handle that mentally
Right.
yourself. But if you grew up in the struggle life, you know how to maintain, handle, deal with it at all levels. And I
Understood.
understand it, but just no, that does not take the chance for you to use and abuse and take advantage of the situation. Not at all.
Well, people do that though. People do that. People really do that.
Each of your downfall has become no.
People really do that.
But I'm
I'm
like,
on the
hey,
live
if
right
I'm it's the most toxic thing, oh well.
now. Look right there, either my bathroom. I'm on a live. I look in the washing machine. Put it in the dryer. But I mean, I get that. I have actually been in this video about 26 minutes and 12 seconds. I'm not trying to take up you guys' time that much. I'm gonna see if Stefan actually charm in and actually give us just a little bit of his thought on that. I seen him come in earlier, but that was just like a pop in and pop out, but then he left. But I do want to say thank you guys for joining in. If you like any of this content that we have actually shared with you guys today, any of our thoughts, any of our opinions that we may have shared today, I would love for you guys to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, become a member of the family. Thank you guys very much. Do come again. Stefan said he chimed in with me trying to get up out of here. So also hit that notification bell. With that being said, if you're in a toxic relationship, I just recommend that if your partner is actually just talking to you without any respect, I just recommend that you find an exit strategy to get out that situation. Get with some family, friends, some co-workers, you know, somebody that can actually get you out of that situation, because sometimes a toxic situation could actually be a situation to where an individual doesn't have the capability to leave. So again, thank you guys very much for charming in, and I wish you guys have a great week. And I'm out. This is